All right, take it away, Diana.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I really appreciate everyone being here. So we're going to run through some slides and then we'll open it up for questions. So next slide. So first, I just want to recognize the team that handles the Star Awards. With me is Valerie Valenzuela. She's also on the screen here. Linda Renteria, and then we have Juliana Porras and Rebecca Torres. So this is the team that will be managing the entire process. Myself, and Linda and Valerie have been on the committee the longest. So really looking forward to it. And our goal here is, we want to ensure that all the honorees feel like stars and really providing a first-class customer service. Next slide. So obviously the objective of the Star Awards is to recognize the brightest and shining stars among our organization. And, obviously this is a big year with our 50th year celebration that we'll be celebrating in Anaheim. And so I think for all of the award winners, this is going to be a big year for them. And that's why we're really looking forward to having, a lot of nominations for the awards. Next slide. So just a couple of things first. I just want to acknowledge that these awards that you see on the screen, they're the Rodrigo Garcia Founders Awards, the Jaime Oaxaca Awards, the Dr. Alan Ochoa Award, and the Ruben and Hosa STEM Champion Award. And then the three company awards are not open for direct nomination. So what that means is that these award winners will come from the nominations that we already received. So for example, last year, the Jaime Oaxaca Award winner, Antonina Robles, she was nominated for a professional role model award. And so she rose to the top and was given the Jaime Oaxaca Award. So just FYI, you cannot nominate anyone for that. But in the merit description, if you feel they're worthy of these awards, you can most definitely mention that. Next slide. To submit a nomination package, you need to complete an online ShipStar Awards nomination form. You need to submit a biographical sketch, no more than 2 pages type. You can either type it in to the website or attach the document, whether it's a Word document or PDF. The nominee merit description, and it needs to cover the following: their contributions and achievements, including dates and impact, and then examples of how the nominees resulted in enhancing development or promoting of SHIP. Then the next is the supplemental merit items, so such as articles, letters of recommendation, and publications, and everything is limited to 10 documents. So I want for you to make sure that um, you read what is required for every single nomination, because since this is the member forum here, if you're thinking of nominating for role models of the year, a letter of recommendation is required by the chapter or the region. And then obviously we'll need a headshot. All materials must be submitted through the award platform. That means that no email submissions will be accepted. And if you send something via email, just know then that whoever's reviewing the nomination package will not get to see that. Next slide. This kind of gives you an idea how the nominations are scored. So it's 45 points possible. You meet the criteria, your supporting materials, organizational involvement. So if you're nominating someone for a technical award, it's really about their involvement within their respective company. If you're submitting something for role model awards, obviously it's about the involvement within our organization. And same thing with impact, whether it's the company impact or the impact to the SHIP chapter. And then number 5 is, are you a SHIP member or not? So understanding that SHPE members do get those additional 5 points. And so if you are nominating someone and they're not a member, just know that they won't get those 5 points. So it's a total of 45 possible. Next slide. And really some application tips. Uh, really read and follow the nomination guidelines. It's very clear in the website. And the other thing is we want you to tell a story. So really show what are the impacts to the community or obviously to their professional career. Are the impacts above and beyond what their current roles and responsibilities are. Letters of recommendation should speak to the award category. And here's one thing, since we are talking to our members, we really highly suggest all SHPE chapters nominate at least one individual. It's really sad for me to see that every year for role model awards, specifically for the students, we receive sometimes less than 10 nominations. We are an 18,000 member organization, and for us to only receive 10 nominations for student role models under the graduate one, sometimes it's less than three, not competitive at all. And it's really unfortunate that we choose not to nominate our own members. Um, so really just want to think about that. I mean, we have a lot of good people a lot of good members, and we want to see more nominations for those role model awards. Again, we want to celebrate all of the accomplishments of our members. So I really, uh, ask you to do that. I think the other thing too is, for our advisors, we have over 200 chapters across the country. And last year, we didn't have one single advisor nominated. And I know you guys have some really good advisors out there. So really, please keep that in mind. Next. Here is what the awards, you click on the link and that takes you to the very first page here. You do have to create an account to start a nomination process. If you've had an account from last year, you use the same account. You don't need to create a new one. And then, you don't need to sit there and submit the whole thing. You can submit it over time here. If you need a week here or two, everything gets saved as you progress. And so then you got to make sure that you click that submit your nomination. Next slide. These are the award categories, and I wanted also to just share with you how they're judged. Obviously, the top 5 there are judged by board members and the committee. The following 4 are judged by the CEO and the board chair. Next slide. And then all the rest are by an evaluation team. And so we are going to be asking if you want to be a reviewer. We ask that, we'll give you the email address. And what, our process, we want to at least have each nomination reviewed by 3 people or more. And so then that way we get the 1, 2, 3 from each category. And then after the evaluation team is complete, have done their scoring, then the committee, takes over and then makes the final recommendations to our chairman. And so, I do want to acknowledge that SHPE Startup today, SHPE Startup tomorrow happen to be the most competitive. We receive at a minimum of 30 nominations per each category. Last year, the Managerial Excellence Award was also super competitive. And also, we want you to know that, you can submit on the corporate side or the government side. So several of these categories have the government side and the corporate side. Next. Again, the educators of the year are evaluated by the Star Award Committee, and then Young Investigator Award by a university professor. Next slide. If you are a lucky award recipient, this is what you are entitled to. You get special recognition, your picture, statement of accomplishments in the event program, the website, and then the leaderboards at the conference. And those leaderboards are really cool. Um, they're about 8 feet tall, and I know they're taller than me, so I'm 5 feet, so they are taller than 5 feet. But it really gives this exposure, really nice special recognition. And then each award winner gets to put some advice that they want the award winner, the members to know. Then we have the meet and greet workshops, and these are really powerful workshops where you get to meet and greet the award winners, but you know they get to share a little bit more than they would in their 1 to 2 minute speech. Invitation to as a special guest to several of the events. You get 2 complimentary full conference registrations, one for the award winner and then the guest to attend all workshops, networking, socials, and meal events at our our special guest. You get hotel accommodations for 3 nights, 1 room, but travel is the responsibility of each recipient. Next slide. So nominate a star from your team. Nominations are due May 30th. This is different from past years. In past years, it's been July 15th, but because this is our 50th anniversary, we want to be able to have the award winners identified sooner because we may want to do some special videos. We're not sure yet, but that's something that we are thinking about. And then be able to advertise the award winners a lot sooner than before. And again, we are utilizing the same platform as last year, Award Force. So if you have an account or if you've done it before, you'll be very familiar with Award Force. It's very, very simple. We want to continue to use the same system so you get familiar with it. And you need to make sure you submit in order for your nomination to be considered. Every year we have about between 30 and 20 to 30 nominations that are still open there. Not sure if they just decided not to submit or they forgot to hit submit. So again, just want to make sure that you do that. Next slide. The other thing is that we are going to be asking for reviewers. If you want to be part of the team to review the nomination packages, this also gives you good exposure to read and see how some of those nominations are submitted. We will have training in mid-June. We'll have the training and assignments as I mentioned, in mid-June. The review period will be in mid-June with the goal of having award winners by July. If you want to review or if you have someone on your team, just have them contact starawards@ship.org and we'll put you on that list. And as I mentioned, we need, about 60 reviewers to review the packages. We want to try to have every nomination at least reviewed by 3 different individuals. And also if we have the more reviewers that we have, the less you have to review. Because again, it's since we have over 200 nominations and we want at least 3 eyes on it, we want you to not try to have to review more than 14 packages. That's kind of our goal. All of this is done online. We don't meet in person anymore. What you'll do is you'll submit your scores. And again, we'd be looking at the top 3. Next slide. Oh, that's a duplicate slide. So next slide. So that's the end of the PowerPoint presentation. Now we will open it up for questions. I see that we already have some in the chat. Valerie, anything you wanted to add before we start on the questions on the tips?
No, just some quick tips, and the tip slide is on there as well. I believe the recording is going to be available after this, and then Nicole will go ahead and announce that. But I think it's just very important. It's very important to keep in mind when you are submitting a nomination packet to really read through the requirements and really try to share the story. And when we say that is all these reviewers are from various departments, some technical, some non-technical. They are really, really looking to see how this participant has gone above and beyond and telling the story about their accomplishments, about their challenges, about the outcomes of that. I think it really just speaks to where they are today and why they are being nominated. So that story is important. And I know sometimes we get submissions that are just like resume heavy. And I get it. Like we definitely like patents, all of that information is great, but we want to know what is it that they have done in the community, depending on the award again. What is it that has linked them and has really shown that they have gone above and beyond? So that's just kind of taking a step back and really trying to take a look at that, review it, and make sure that all is submitted in time. So Diana, I don't know if you want to go straight to the to
Yeah,
I
we'll
think Gus had a
um,
question. And it looks like it's regarding the ERGs.
yeah, so
I'm going to
um,
go ahead and mute you, Gus, real quick, so that way Diana can go ahead and answer your question.
yeah, so the question is, so for the ERG, I did not put up that criteria. So it's different criteria for the ERG. So it's not about whether you're a ship member or not. So that is not considered uh, that you don't have those 5 points for the ERG. Uh, yeah, and the slides, we will be sent, the slides will, this whole conversation will be posted, the recording along with the slides. So for the other question was about small versus large or medium RGs. All of them right now are evaluated the same. So we have not discussed having small, medium, or large ERGs. And that's something that if you think makes sense for us to do, we can look at that as well. So when I look at the ERGs that we have submitted in the past or have been submitted, it's been all the large companies. So the way we're looking at it right now is these are big companies that have ERGs. And so we don't look at the size of the ERG, but more on the what kind of companies. And so far, all the companies that we have submitted ERGs are pretty large corporate companies known across the country. But again, if you think that's something we should be looking at, yeah, we can most definitely be open to that. Thanks, Gus. Good seeing you.
Diana, you have someone who has their hand up. Odalis,
Oh,
I think is what you say.
Odali? Yeah,
Yes,
Odali, do you want to ask
yes,
your
I have a couple
question?
questions. To clarify, so if you're nominating someone, all the responses are written in third person and not first person?
No, they can be written in either or first or third person because in some cases people are nominating themselves.
Okay. Is it preferred to be nominated or or self-nomination is okay?
Self-nomination is okay, and no points are deducted for self-nomination. We encourage that.
Okay. And then what do you look for in the supplement material and how many is enough since 10 is the max, but do you look at like letter recommendations, articles that were published of the work that you did?
So
Um,
that's exactly primarily it's for the letters of recommendation. But last year we expanded it to 10 because there are articles that are written about individuals or the individuals write articles. So we wanted to get those. And then, if some of the nominees have patents, that's included in there as well. So the thing is, it's no more than 10. And, for the role model awards, your letter of recommendation, you do have to have a certain letter of recommendation from either the chapter or the region. I believe that's what it is. And so you got to make sure that you have that. So in some cases, people use the 10 all letters of recommendation. It is good that you do have letters of recommendation and not just, articles. So I most definitely would try to break it out to at least have, a minimum of 2 letters of recommendation or 3, and then whatever material that you want to be submitting.
Okay. And I have a specific question about one of the awards,
Mm-hmm.
the executive award. Some of the criteria is being a C-suite level and being in the technical industry. And I just wanted to get more information about that since I wanted to nominate a manager that works
Yeah.
in space and defense. But I'm not sure if he qualifies for like he's not.
Yeah, if they work in that industry, yes, they would qualify. And C-suite is, like VP level and above.
Okay.
So, we would be looking at that org chart. So if you're 4 levels down from that CEO, that's technically not C-suite.
Okay.
But if they're 2 levels down, 3 levels down again, depending on how big that company is, they would be considered C-suite.
Okay.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
Now I'm gonna
Up next, Diana, the next person who has their hand up is Montserrat.
okay.
Hi, I had a quick question. For the role model award, is it necessary for the member to retain standing as a student? I have a potential candidate for this role, for that award, and they are graduating this term. Does that disqualify them?
Well, they're a student right now, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, they would still qualify.
Thank you
If
so
they're a
much. And for
student,
the
they're a student right now, then yes, they would qualify.
Thank you so much. And for the innovator award, is there a hard requirement on the citizenship component?
No, but they can't be practicing in another country.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they can't be working, in another country. Like, are they working in Mexico or are they working, in Europe? They would not qualify.
I'm thinking of DACA and TPS holders.
Say that again.
I just wanted to clarify if this award was eligible for DACA and TPS holders.
Yes, if they're working in the United States.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Awesome. The next person who has their hand up is Michelle.
These are all
Yes,
good
hi.
questions, by the
Ye-
way. This,
Yes, for the Community Service Award, how many are the judges? Is it also around 30 or
oh,
I know you mentioned that.
how many usually nominations we get for community service?
Yes.
It varies from year to year. So some years we've gotten 10 and some years we get like 20.
Oh,
So that
okay.
one varies. Sometimes
Okay.
it can be very competitive and other times it can. But
Okay.
but for sure for the stars of today, stars of tomorrow, those are super competitive.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be self-nominating me, most likely. I have articles I'm a co-author of a book. Do I put the link or do I put the part of the article or how would that go?
It would probably be you paste part of the article because in some cases they might not be able to get to that link. And then they
Okay.
might just be like, well, forget it. I'm not gonna go. So the
Okay.
more you can have easily available, the better.
Okay, and that I can put as one. That will count as one out of the
Yes,
10, even though it's
yes.
several pages. And what about videos? I've done videos talking to girls in STEM, but like an
Mhm.
introduction video, like I'm now here introducing and being a motivational speaker of the girls in STEM. Very short, like 1 minute video. Would that count, or what do you recommend with that one?
I do not know. I'd have to go check if you can upload a video to it,
I
unless you
think
do
I think what they've done, Diana, is they've attached the link to the
the link.
video.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't think it's necessarily been the video.
yeah. I think
Okay.
it. Yeah, you could attach the link.
Okay, or in this case, if it's not in YouTube, probably a picture of me with the sign of girls in STEM and then me in action or something like that.
Yeah,
And then there's
yeah,
a description of what I did.
yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's
Any
also one question in the chat, Diana. So from Robert Espinoza, he
so
wanted
Robert,
to ask what is required for a chapter nomination, regional graduate rep, or what should it contain?
yeah, I wasn't sure what was your actual question, Robert. So if you can go off mute, what is it that you're actually asking?
I was just trying to ask like what specifically like I know when I was looking at the documents it was saying that a letter of recommendation. I was just asking like would it just be pertaining to like the specific award or like kind of elaborating a little bit more what is needed from the chapter or the regional student advisor or not student advisor but the I'm forgetting what the name is. I'm blanking on the name right now. But
Yeah. No, what is so for example, uh you you're nominated for student role model of the year. And so the letter of recommendation coming from the chapter or the region would be about you, why they think and that they support your nomination for role model of the year. So it's really about what you've done with that chapter and why the chapter is recommending that we should give you that award. That's what we're asking.
oh, okay, thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
And
And
then there
then
was one more, Diana. Did you see it, Remy?
yeah, so Remy, so there is no criteria to be a reviewer. What we'd be asking, it's like because what we try to do is technical people review technical submissions and so on and so on. So we would be asking you that. The only criteria is that you do commit to reviewing, the nominations in a timely fashion. So other than that, there is no other criteria. So we do get, reviewers that cover all skill sets. And Michelle, can you apply for more? Yes, you can apply for more than one award. So some cases people are nominated in different categories.
Okay, I'm assuming you can only win one, right? But you can be
Yeah,
nominated for several.
yes, you would only win one.
Okay,
We
no, just checking. I mean, it makes sense to me.
can't be greedy.
And I put this in the
I have to
chat
share
for,
the wealth.
yes.
Yes, you do.
And I put this in the chat for everyone, but just as a reminder, the link to where we'll put the slides and the recording will be on the SHIP website. I put the link. If you forget it and you go to just ship.org, it's under engage and you'll see a link there for Star Awards. So both the slides and the recordings will be there for you to download. Give us about 48 hours and you should be seeing it there.
Thank you, Nicole. Oh, Gus had a question, Diana.
Yeah. Okay, so you do not need to be affiliated as an IPC for the ERG. Um, and so you do not, first of all, the reviewers on the board and the committee, in some cases, we don't even know if you're an IPC or not. So we do not look at that. We really just focus on your ERG and what you're doing. I will tell you that the ERG we have last year, I think we had 10 companies submit, and it's very, very competitive. some of these company, it comes down between 1 or 2 points. In the past 3 years that we've given it, it's come down to 1 or 3 points. But we do not utilize the IPC criteria, IPC affiliation. Any other questions? We really do appreciate, we wanted to have this, a workshop. Again, we want to get as many nominations for, those role model awards, for the advisor awards. You guys have a lot of good advisors out there. We really want to just recognize everyone that's doing good work for the organization. And so this is going to be, again, a very special year because it's going to be the 50th, so there's going to be a lot more spice to this conference, a lot more bells and whistles. So, this is a great time for you to nominate individuals or nominate yourself. But, we're really excited about Anaheim. And, obviously, we anticipate this being our largest conference. And Anaheim is a great city to have a conference. Michelle?
Yeah, sorry, I have one more question. So last year, for last year's conference, I was selected for the Out Loud podcast. So how would I put that there? The recording hasn't come out, it's gonna come out in August. So should I just write selected as one of the Ship Out Loud podcast or something like that?
You could mention that in your write-up. I don't know when it will come out.
They told me in August.
Okay, but we'll be done with all of these.
I think a mention would be good. I think a mention, that way they know it's there, and it's in the work, like it's scheduled.
Will you be able to hear it?
No, we won't, because it will be scored already. But I think that's why we're saying maybe the mention that you were selected for that. If that's something that you want to add, it would be great to be able to add that as a line item.
Okay, so they already have the video. They recorded me last year in the last year's convention.
We're not going to be able to have access to it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Diana, I'm actually going to have to drop off. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I'm a co-host, so is that gonna?
You're fine. You're fine, Beth.
Thanks. Sorry.
Okay.
Right. Any other questions for Diana? This is your time to really get some tips and tricks from her. So please ask away. All right. Well, thank you all again so much for joining us. As I said, we will have this recording posted for you. And if you have any further questions, I also dropped the Star Awards email address into the chat. If you are interested in being a reviewer, that's what your email, or if you have further questions, please email the Star Awards committee there. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing all your nominations and hopefully seeing all of you at National Convention in Anaheim. Thank you.